Coming up on this week's episode of the Ask Women podcast, we have one of Kristen's friends from childhood on the show, and he's going to share a very interesting story about her and a mannequin from their childhood. And we are also going to talk about how to connect to women and mistakes you're making in connecting that may actually be hurting you in your online profiles and in your real life interactions with women, as well as not letting height, money, your job, your age be something that holds you back with women. You're allowed to do anything, date anything, and be with any woman you want. That's coming up on this week's episode, so keep listening.
Hey, welcome to the Ask Women podcast. It's Kristen Carney, your host, here with Marnie Kinross. And today we have a friend of mine from home, which is so weird because I know I don't really have friends. But I
got surprised when you were like
my
talking
friend
about people and saying that you were going to places as a group. And I was like, wait, what?
I know Marnie knows one side of me, and then there's the other side that's actually a human.
Yeah.
But my friend Pete from high school is here.
Hello.
Hanging out. Thanks for coming, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Pete and I know each other from high school, and you are now living in LA, but you're doing crazy amounts of dating. Basically, you were saying because you're not finding a connection, so you have to just keep dating and dating and dating.
Pretty much. I feel like I'm a serial dater.
Well, so explain that a little bit more. And I want to ask a question first before you do explain. Do you think that you are not finding a connection because possibly you're not connected to Los Angeles yet? And maybe not.
No.
No. Okay. Well, that was just a hunch for me. So then tell me why you're serial dating.
Well, I should say that there was a girl that I was talking to for a while.
Is it the one with kids?
Yep.
Yeah.
4 kids. So that was really tough to
get a date.
Well,
okay,
it wasn't really that. 2 of them are out of the house. One's almost out.
The weird thing that happened with that girl was Pete and I were hanging out, and he had just gone on like 1 or 2 dates with her or something.
Yeah.
And he said she had 4 kids. And I said, okay, let me propose something. And I don't know why. I never do this kind of stuff. But I said, would you rather her have 4 kids and they're all totally normal, but there's 4 of them? Or would you rather her have 1 kid, but it's special needs? Turns out she's got a special needs kid.
And 3 others.
And 3 others.
Wow.
So it was...
Those 3 are almost all out of the house.
Okay.
There's one that was, he'll be a senior next year.
Okay.
But
PM, I need you to talk a little louder.
Louder?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, man.
Thank you. I'm going to be on your ass.
But it was interesting. Like, I felt like we had a connection, but it was just really difficult to look past that. 4 kids,
Was that what
I don't have
cut
any.
it off?
What about it was hard to look past it?
Well,
That makes sense.
one's going to be special needs, and she was basically like, she's probably going to live with me forever. And
Right.
I don't have any kids. I don't know if I want them. It's not something that I feel like I have to have.
Right.
But if I find the right person, I'll do it.
Again, like getting involved with someone with a special needs kid is getting involved with someone with like kids on crack. It's like not kids on crack, but like kids, but like multiplied,
Yeah.
It's like a huge responsibility.
And I deal with that in my personal life already.
Okay.
I have a sister, but I won't get into that. We'll stick with the dating.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
And so you just decided it wasn't
yeah,
what you wanted for
we tried,
your lifestyle.
We tried, and then just things started to get bitter. And she was very controlling towards the end of it, and I was just like, all right, I've had enough. Like, this isn't going to work, and just please stop contacting me. And that was it. I haven't heard from her, which is good because things got pretty nasty.
Oh, really?
At the end, yeah.
Why? What happened?
Well, she every goal that I told her that I wanted to do in my life, she would talk negatively about it. Oh, basically, you can't do that.
I mean, most of your goals, let's be realistic, are just finding drugs.
Yeah.
And no, I'm just kidding.
And I was just like, really? You're gonna look at me and tell me I can't have dreams and aspire to be better than what I am right now? That's just weird.
Okay, well, that's not
I
really
don't understand why people do that.
I think because
Is it a
they
threat
don't
to
have
them?
dreams themselves anymore.
Right.
And so they're thinking that they see a new world of reality where things don't happen, especially if she's in a situation where she does have 4 children, she's single, she has a special needs child. Maybe she's more on the wavelength of I'm being realistic of how the world works. And I don't know who this girl is, but that could be the place that she's advising from, or she could just have been angry towards you or turned off of you, and so she was shutting down every idea of yours, not in the hopes that you guys would break up, but out of some sort of anger or negativity from within her towards you. But I think that's great that you decided this is not for me. I don't want this in a partner.
It just couldn't work. I mean, she was 41. She was 5 years older than me, so the age gap wasn't an issue for me.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't sound like
Until
the
it
kids
became
were
an
an
issue.
issue for you either.
I never met
It's
them.
her treatment.
You never met the
towards
kids?
you.
I never met any of them.
Oh, wow.
The son that was living with her knew about me, but I never met him. I was only invited over when they weren't around, basically.
Okay.
Which was fine. And then,
Which is normal.
At the end, until we know whether or not we're actually going to date, I didn't feel like I had to meet them yet. Especially the daughter with special needs, because she even said that she gets attached to men.
Of course.
So her father is in her life, but I don't want
Right.
little girl to get
you guys
attached
weren't
to
even
me.
at that stage. If you're still in the stage of exchanging dreams and goals and she's crushing them, then there's no way that relationship was going to continue.
Right.
So what about for other people that you're meeting? What kind of people are you meeting where there isn't a connection?
Well, I'm doing the whole online thing. So sometimes it's just difficult to get somebody to meet you in person. Like they want to just exchange text messages, and it's like you really don't connect that way. Like there's a wall there.
Except me. Oh my God, I connect so much through texting.
I know you do.
It's like, it's my medium.
Are you still dating that guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we text constantly, and it's like every time we text,
But you've
it just
met
gets
him.
better and better and better. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yes, of course you need to meet, but we hadn't met. We were talking from July until December without ever meeting and texting pretty much only.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, we would talk
But
on the
he's
phone
also
and
in
stuff.
Seattle.
Yeah, he's in a different city, so I mean, it makes sense. But we use that as a platform to build connection, like we would.
Well, that's what you have to use for right now.
Yeah, we really, and him and I both don't love talking on the phone, and you can't talk on the phone 24/7. But you can text 24/7.
You
Apparently,
can.
Right. Because you
Well,
can
so
just get to it whenever.
Yeah.
What
But-
do you say to women when they tell you, "Yeah, I don't want to meet yet. Let's just talk a little bit more"?
Well,
on
like
this?
I'm open to it. Like
Are
I'll
you
start
being
a conversation.
playful with these women at all when you're texting them? I've noticed.
In what way? Like sexually? Like
No.
trying to get
No,
to that
just
point?
at the beginning when you're first meeting them online, like, are you having like light, fun talk, or is it just like, hey, what do you do? What are you doing next week? Like,
let's get to business.
because from working with dudes now, which I'm kind of doing, like Marty does not working, but like,
No, you are.
I am a little bit, and I'm seeing like their
not working on my
exchanges.
book. Where's that?
It's God, that fucking
book?
thing. I'm jumping in. I swear, I've got 10 more pages to go, and I
Nice.
cannot buckle fucking down to do it. But anyway,
Well, it's gonna be really good.
it is gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. But what I've noticed with these guys is like when they're not being playful, they do not ever get to meet in person. If they're just like, "Hi, are you having a good week? I'd love to get to know you more." It's like, no. But the minute there's some playfulness, the girls like, it's almost like they open up like a flower.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
like a little,
that's
it's like
part
a
of
little
my
roller
downfall.
coaster.
Yeah, you
I'm
need to be more
sensing that
playful.
from you.
Yeah, 'cause right now
that
you
it might
seem-
just be like,
But
let's get to
'cause
the
I
point
know,
here.
I know, Pete, and usually you're not this serious, but in this sense, and I mean, you've never done a podcast before, you're seeming more serious. And so what I was thinking is,
That's
this
possibly
is
how you are.
How you are when you're dating, because you might get nervous or like
Yeah.
shut
I
down
don't think
a
I
little
have
bit.
nerves, but like
well,
Usually
I'll
you're
say
way more
you-
laughy and
Right. So
Oh,
like,
yeah, and in
so for
person.
our interaction now, like I'm finding it hard to connect to you because you seem like, okay,
Really, I have a wall up right
let's
now?
just like get a sense
Wow.
of who you are first, which is why I'm guessing in online, maybe you're doing the same thing. So it's actually you, not them.
So I mean that.
So
could
you're
be.
fucked up and they're fine.
on my other podcast, I have people come on and I like make them depressed, and now this one I like make them feel shitty about their dating.
Great.
It's like, come on, come
doing
onto my
everything
podcast,
wrong.
I'll make you feel like shit.
We're doing what your ex does. We're just beating people down because we feel horrible about
This is
ourselves.
awesome.
That's true.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm glad I
For
showed
us.
up.
Right.
So what was I saying? What were we talking
No,
about?
so these other girls that you're talking to, so when they suggest, let's just talk a little bit more on here, what happens with that conversation? Where do you take the conversation? And how do you attempt to connect?
I mean, I tried to connect in that way, but usually like I said, it's like a wall. So maybe I feel like I'm being shut down at that point, and it's like, okay, maybe they're not interested. So
So you move on.
yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. Well, can you help me define connection? So what is that? I think we've done this before, but
Yes.
what does it mean for you? Like if somebody asks you questions and you answer them, does that create a connection for you?
No. I mean, we've tried to do this like 1 million times, like, because the connection, I think, is the chemistry thing, and it's so hard to define this.
And it's below the questions.
What do you mean it's below the questions?
Like the connection is below the questions. The questions are just words and the answers are words, but
Right.
it's how you interpret the question and how you give the response that creates the connection. That's where the chemistry flows. That's
Yeah.
what happens to a lot of guys when they go on a first date, is because they take away their personality and they deliver responses that they think the other
Right.
person's going to want to hear, which makes it muted, polite,
Yeah.
void of personality, and therefore connection can't happen.
I know that any guy that I have connected with, it's been because of a personality. You know, like we've said, you know, dudes really do depend a little bit more on looks for a chick, whereas a girl can go, okay, well, he might not be Brad Pitt, but he's making me laugh so much. And so anyone that I've ever
Or he's making me think so much.
yeah, definitely. But anyone that I've ever gone out twice with, at least twice, it's because there's something in their personality that feels right or fun or I'm connecting with. But if there's obviously, you know, I mean, it makes sense to not go out with them again. But
Yeah.
if someone comes in with like nothing, and like they're just on like, if the energy is like, you don't want the energy at 10 because that's creepy and weird to come into a first date or something and you're like at a 10. But if you're like at like a 6 or a 7 with just like your personality showing, you're not trying too hard, there's some magic happening in your own personality, not maybe between us, but I'm sensing that you are someone, then I'm going to give
You're going to want to unwrap that gift a little bit.
I'm
going to
give the date a chance.
Yeah. Well, I'm going back to all the recent episodes that we've had with different girls going on who have talked about like their boyfriends and what stood out about those guys. And they've always said there was something different about them from the rest of the herd. And the difference has to come through in your personality.
Right.
That's what makes you unique, is the way that you see the world, the way you talk about things, the way you interpret information, the way you make associations. And I think for a lot of people, both online and offline, take those things away to potentially please that other person in front of them. Even if they don't think that they're doing it consciously, I think that they're trying to alter themselves so that they can get the most responses, when in turn, you know, doing it the opposite way would actually get them better results.
Sure. Well, let me talk about a recent date that I had. It was a third date. So
Okay.
the first
So
two
it's
dates
decent,
went
right.
pretty well.
Right.
Third date's
I mean,
great.
she showed up late
For the third one?
for all of them.
Was her name Kristen Carney by chance?
Do you show up late?
Well,
I don't show up late to dates necessarily, but I just show up late to everything in general. You know that.
Really?
Yeah, you know that. What are you talking about? I've been late
You're
to like
always
every
on time.
Now I am because I have to set up the shit.
But yes, for meetings, you do show up late.
I'm always late.
But I'm always really early, so I can't tell when people are late.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone to you is late.
Yeah, everybody is.
Yeah.
If you're not a half an hour early, you are fucking late.
Right.
but this is LA, so I figure
I don't care if it's LA or Kansas. You're late if you're not here.
It's like a thing.
I know.
It
that
is a
women
thing in
do.
LA. Yeah.
That's why I'm so early, because I'm afraid of being late because
Yeah,
of the LA
I try to be
scenario.
early.
Yeah,
because
no,
I
you
don't
were on
want
time.
her to wait,
Right.
and that's my thing. Like, I would feel terrible if she had to wait for me.
Yeah.
For 3 dates though, I don't give her a pass. One date late
One
too,
day
okay.
be late, that's fine. But three,
Yeah, so
go
like
earlier next
15, 20 minutes, right?
Tell her like the date's
Is
actually
acceptable?
at 7, but it's actually at 7:30. But get her there at 7
All right, so the third date,
or 7:30. I mean,
she's an hour late.
what?
this bitch. She's
Right?
a bitch. She's a bad person.
I'm like, what the
Hour
fuck?
late? Does she?
So, like,
wait
she's
a
like-
second. Is she
I'm
giving
max
you updates?
15
Why is
minutes
she an
late.
hour late?
She's not really giving me updates. So what happened
hate
was
people
we were
like that.
supposed to
Yeah.
meet at like 9:00 downtown, and I'm there on time.
9 o'clock.
And I told her I was slightly running
Marty's like,
late,
"That's
but
late."
I knew that she was going to be
bedtime.
late. I literally was there on time, and she told me to let her know when I was leaving. So I text her in my Uber
Yeah.
on my way there,
Leaving now.
So
and I
she
was
knew you-
literally there on time,
Yeah.
like 9:00 on the button. She texts me as I'm pulling up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm leaving in a minute." I'm like, "Well, why did you tell me to tell you when I was
Right.
leaving?" So I'm like, "Whatever. I'm gonna go upstairs and just grab a drink." And I'm waiting and waiting, and
Where
then
did you go?
$7,000.
Okay, I like it there.
So already the problem was when it starts off like that, it's already there's bad tension because
Right.
you want to have good tension.
Oh, I was pissed.
Yeah.
By the time the hour came, because
course.
she texts me and
I
she's
would
just
be
like,
livid.
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you wanna do this another time. I feel really terrible. And I was like, honestly, she's like, I'm almost there, but I took an Uber pool.
What a fucking idiot.
I'm like, are you fucking serious right now?
Did you, okay, separate from this late issue, did you enjoy her?
At that point, I was just pissed.
Yeah.
And
But obviously,
But
you're on
before
a
that,
third
to be on a
date.
third date, you had to like her a
no,
little
yeah,
bit.
I did. Like, I
So
enjoyed our
the
time
lateness
together.
was
I thought that we
excused.
had a little bit of a connection. I mean, the lateness, I just chalked that up as this is LA. Women are going to be late to dates. Like,
Right.
that's just kind of what happens out here. So I gave her the pass. And then the third date, I'm saying that I might be slightly late. Meanwhile, she's like, I wasn't ready. And I'm just like, well, why didn't you just say that? So I
Yeah.
didn't leave to be there on time.
Right.
But it was just super annoying.
But that's,
So then what happened
none of it's
once-
personal. That's just a person who is late.
Yes.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
But
at this point, it's an hour, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, you just don't value my time. So, like, what?
There's
you
no
know,
respect there.
Right. What are we doing? And she was like, well, I'm literally almost there. Do you want to talk to the Uber driver? And I'm like, what the fuck would I talk to them for?
I'm not your
just like,
teacher. It's like you're not coming into school late.
it doesn't matter. Like, you took a fucking Uber pool. Well, I always take Uber pool. Well, you were late.
So
you
she's
were
cheap
running late.
and she's late.
Right. And
Is she at least good looking?
I mean, I thought she was pretty, but
But not pretty enough to outweigh this behavior.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
No,
just,
by the third,
I mean, an
no,
hour.
But the thing that I'm noticing from you is that you have your standards, you respect yourself, and you don't allow these things to continue. Oh, sorry, I thought I was doing it to continuously happen to you. I mean,
Right.
you give people chances,
Right.
but at the same time, you're like, this isn't going to cut it, and this is going to mean X, Y, and Z in the future, and you don't value my time.
Yeah.
And I like that.
For sure. I
Well,
mean,
did you end it after that?
yeah,
He's like, no.
No, we had
Well,
sex.
we slept with
we
each
didn't
other.
have sex.
She's
She didn't
having
even
my
have
baby.
sex with you. She's a fucking prude, late and ugly.
She did come home with me.
Okay.
It was that time of the month. We didn't
Sure
have
it was.
intercourse. Let me
No,
put it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it was miserable.
So
Like
what
the-
happened to not lead to a fourth date?
Right. And this happened
On your part
a
or on
couple
her
weeks
part?
ago. I think she slept over and she was like, oh, get a hold of me. Don't lose my number. But I'm like, this is ridiculous.
So
Did
you didn't
you-
get a hold of her again?
I text her once.
Oh, so he keeps playing it off as if he's like
No,
so-
she texted me and then I responded and I'm just like, I think I just need to break it down to her and be like, listen, this is my issue. So like, I don't want to be ghosting you and I don't want
Right.
you to think that I'm ghosting you, but like that date
Yeah,
was
sometimes like you want to make
terrible.
someone
Do you-
aware of what they're doing.
Do you think? Okay, so what behavior is excusable and for how long? Or is like, should you be having these many issues in the very beginning? Is my question.
I
No.
don't think so.
No,
I mean,
definitely
you're
not.
trying to get to know somebody. If they're this late,
Right.
this early, how much later are they going to be?
Oh, the
later on?
irony. They're so late, so early.
Right, that's very
Yeah.
interesting. She's very on time for some things. Okay, I want to get to some questions from our listeners. But thank you for sharing that story about the period, girl. Hi, guys. Wanting to take a friendship with my neighbor from more than just flirty talking to next step. We both are in long relationships, but she is kind of unhappy with him. He works a lot and doesn't do it like she wants. I feel like I'm her ears. Help, please.
Oh, weird.
Some of these questions, I'm just
Yeah.
like, really? When do you write these? And do you check what you're writing to
Yeah.
people? Anyway,
Yeah.
it's not a lot of information to go on.
It's good though that you're reading it on air.
Yes, exactly. Well, I can't cut people out. I don't want to
We want to include all the
discriminate.
weirdos.
Yes. So he feels like, okay, he's her ears. So he's in a relationship, she's in a relationship, but she's kind of unhappy with him because he worked a lot and he doesn't do it like she wants.
So, and he wants to be in a relationship with her,
Yeah.
It sounds like
he wants to
does.
cheat on his girlfriend.
he's saying, I don't know if it's a relationship that he wants, but he said that it's flirty and he wants to take it to the next step.
What is the next step if he's
Her
in a
to break
relationship?
up, him and
Well-
her both to break up with their significant others.
Yes, and be together, or for him just to hook up with her.
I mean, if he just wants to hook up with her, just try. Like, say something.
Okay, so what? What would he say?
God, I mean, for one, I don't want to. I
Want me to
don't.
do it like you want it?
Yeah, go with that. I mean,
Okay.
she's being pretty open with him about her sexual relationship.
Yeah.
which is kind of weird. He's just a neighbor.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
But
I mean-
obviously they're friends as well, and they're flirting with each other.
Well, now they are.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, why not? I mean, like,
How do you say something?
I wouldn't know how to go about that. I mean, if I'm in a relationship, I don't want to be looking for the next girl. Like, why would I be in a relationship if I'm thinking about the next girl? Like,
Right,
Exactly.
so that's one thing to point out to this dude. If you're not happy, get the hell out of your relationship
yeah.
first.
Who
and then
cares
steal
about
her from her relationship. Exactly.
Yeah, right. So, yeah,
And
man up.
By him saying he's her ears, does that mean he thinks?
She's venting to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say
Not
is
like he's, like, listening.
because then to her he could be in the friend zone. Like she could maybe not see him in that way if she's talking his ear off and like.
Yeah, but if she's
Right.
flirting, like,
But some guys can misinterpret girls flirting.
this is true.
You know, like her just being nice and smiling and telling him
Someone
things could
saying
be-
hi.
Right. I'm like, oh my God, I have a heart on.
like me?
She just said hi.
Yeah.
Like that's what a lot of the guys do.
I'm gonna
And
marry
she
her.
wants me. The way I would slowly go about taking it in the direction that you want is first break up with your girlfriend, because don't be an asshole who cheats, because then you're both
Right.
horrible cheaters, and it's
and
not
why-
a good situation for either of you to be in. You're not just her ears, then you're like her asshole as well, that she's always going to be questioning. But I would continue on this conversation about like how she likes it. So if she's telling you about what she doesn't like sexually, then ask her about what she does
Yeah,
like.
but why do you want to know that if you're in a relationship?
Because he
gonna-
doesn't really want to be in a relationship.
Pretend the
Then
guy's not in a
you-
relationship.
Yeah.
How would he do it?
You need well, he needs to step out of that. I mean, he's saying
100%.
he's saying
100%. Yeah.
that he's interested in this girl that's just venting to him.
And long relationships too. They're both in long relationships. I know it's hard to break out of
Stop
long
dragging
relationships.
your girl around too.
Exactly. I think that's always a good point for, to be pushing on people, is that if you're not happy in a relationship, don't look towards somebody else to help break you out of that relationship.
Right.
You have to break off that relationship first. Don't be a wimp. Like exactly what you were saying in the beginning part of the show. Like you figured out when somebody was not for you, and then you said, no, not good enough. I know that when you're in a long-term relationship, it is very difficult to end that, but you have to step away from it. So I would play on the what does she like, and then maybe ask her, do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like when guys do this? So putting that mental picture into her head of things that you could possibly do to her that could be so much better than what her boyfriend is doing for her. And I mean, see where it goes. But
But then, I mean, the neighbor situation. You live right next to each other.
Right.
The,
Yeah.
the boyfriend. She would live with her boy. She lives with her
Right.
boyfriend. So then you got to deal with seeing the boyfriend that you just fucked over,
Right.
and then she's got to deal with seeing the girlfriend
it
you
sounds
just
like a
fucked
messy
over.
situation.
Man code. Don't,
Bro code, right? Come on.
Come on.
but he's not bros with him.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Does it matter? Why? It's what he wants.
But
It's
like,
selfish.
right.
100%.
And
I'm not saying that any of this behavior is
karma's a bitch, man.
Right.
Because it's gonna come back around. If she's
Exactly.
willing to cheat on him with you, and then you,
have good morals.
break it
I
off,
like it.
and like, I wouldn't say that I have great.
I
morals,
was gonna
but-
say, ah.
Well, in this scenario,
you
you
do.
Well, I think I've learned a lot over the years. Let's put it that
Yeah,
way. I've
yeah.
made
Yeah.
my mistakes. But
Right. But these are mistakes that you're passing on to this guy, saying,
Right.
like, don't, you're
Do we
going
have
to
an
wrap
age here?
yourself up.
How old is he?
I wish we had an age.
Yeah.
I should say, like, okay, from
Start
now on,
putting your age
you
down.
ask a question, you tell me what you do for a living, where you,
Yeah.
where you work.
Are you in
or sorry,
college?
Where
Like-
you live, what age you are, so that we know.
need context.
Right.
Yeah. The more context, the better. And people think that they are giving.
And if they're neighbors and like that means they live in the country and like 2 miles away from each other, or they're neighbors and live in an apartment complex and they're
Right.
right,
Right,
there.
right.
You know, so it all
Yeah.
matters.
Exactly.
Things are gonna get
That's why we
really awkward.
overanalyze, because we have to give every scenario possible.
Yeah.
But my advice is that if you do want to be a bit of a douchebag, then that's how you go about doing it. But if you want to be an awesome guy, you break up with your girlfriend and you advise her to do the same.
You know what he's thinking? If I break up with my girlfriend, things don't work out with her, I'm fucked. So I want to keep one of
Or
them
not
around.
fucked at all.
Yeah.
Right, literally or not literally.
Or maybe you are a lot. Maybe that's a problem with your relationship. You're not having sex, and if you were to break up, you would start having.
But
sex.
it's almost like a starving person. It's like these cold old French fries are gross, but what if nothing else comes around? I might as well
Right.
keep them in the fridge.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing with this current girlfriend.
I get
She's
it.
a cold French fry.
Trust me, it's
Even-
what most people do.
Even McDonald's French fries are bad when they're old and cold. So
Are they?
yes, they are. And I am the McDonald's queen. I will eat anywhere, anytime. But old cold fries from yesterday can't do.
Oh, I would.
No, all fries are never remain good.
They're not as good, but they're not bad.
No, they're always
No,
just
they're
like a
pretty bad.
mush. Yeah.
Yeah, they're,
She's Canadian. She doesn't really know what she's talking about.
I mean, if you can like throw them in the oven and rebake them, maybe.
Yeah, you need to
I'll still eat
recrisp.
them.
You need to recrisp.
Yeah.
I have our nanny. She she makes French fries for my son, and then she puts them in the fridge. I'll eat them 5 days later, and they are dry on my throat. They hurt, but I still like them. And they mush in my mouth. I'm still fine with it.
So you are him. So your standards are very low.
Yeah, for French fries, I'll take what I can
You're
get.
starving,
Exactly.
right?
I was really hungry. I wanted a salty snack, and that's what I reached for.
Wait.
What?
Paleo. That's not paleo.
Potatoes? I don't actually know if it is paleo, but
Potatoes aren't because they didn't grow them back then. In caveman days, they weren't growing potatoes.
Well, where'd they come
Sweet
from?
potato.
Well, I'm Googling as we keep talking.
Fine.
All right, let's keep doing the show, but I'm
Fine,
Googling.
you're going to bust my beliefs.
Do we have another question? Are we
Marnie,
on to the
Kristen,
next one?
and guests. First, what is a good example of a pickup line that would work on a gorgeous, funny girl with depression? Okay, thanks, Marnie. Now, can you please use the line on Kristen for me?
That's adorable.
That was very cute. Kidding, of course. My real question is one I sent to Marnie in an email, but figured I'd pass it on to the podcast. There are lots of times I'm out running errands and I see women I'm attracted to, but I discourage myself from showing sexual interest or asking them out because I think I look too old to have a chance. Here and there, I'll start talking to girls when I'm out shopping, but I never get the feeling they ever want to keep talking to me. They typically turn away or are looking around and seemingly uninterested. Not in a rude way or anything like that, but I just don't sense a spark in them, even when I feel I'm being exceptionally funny, interesting, or charming. Occasionally, I've been told I'm a good-looking guy, but I'm pretty overweight and I have a bit of gray in my beard, so I don't necessarily feel I'm giving off any particularly sexy vibes. I know confidence is king, and I do feel confident when I'm talking to a woman, but sometimes I can't tell if I'm being confident or creepy. I guess the doubt undermines the confidence, which is probably why I feel this way in the first place. Meanwhile, I'm also playing a game in my head trying to figure out or make sure the girl is even old enough for me to be interested in the first place. I've been shockingly surprised by people's ages quite a few times in my life. Can you offer any tips or suggestions on how to get past this? Or how about ways to tell if the woman I'm approaching is too young for me? Can we start a movement where everyone wears a name tag with their age on it? Thanks as I want to know his age.
Yeah, tons of women are going to be
exactly.
in on this.
Thanks as right.
He
Thanks
wants
as always.
their age. We want his age.
I'm just going to start putting fake 24. Thanks as always. I'm looking forward to listening to more Ask Women and working with Marnie in the coming year. Bob.
I think it'd be really funny, a game to play creepy or confident or creepy. Because he was like, I can't tell if I'm creepy or confident. So I feel like we need to just have like a
Yeah, we
lineup
should
of
set this
guys
up.
and be like, is he
I
creepy
know.
or
I feel
confident?
like Howard Stern would do something.
Yes,
like that.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Say something.
But
we'll tell you if it's creepy or confident.
I mean, I
Creepy.
don't ever
Creepy.
walk up to the
Creepy.
girl
Yeah.
in the grocery store. Like, that's just, I don't feel that confident to walk up to a girl and say something. And maybe that's why I'm on online dating.
I mean, most people are.
Yeah. Most people are not confident enough to walk up to a grocery.
Yeah.
Welcome to a grocery store. You know,
Buy
I am
something.
feeling so intimidated by this Whole Foods right now, which actually I do get intimidated
People do
by,
have that, yeah, for sure. But what would you advise to him? So, what would you advise to yourself then?
I mean, this might be a good question for somebody to answer for me, too, because
Okay.
I don't actually walk up to the woman in the grocery store.
Well, you
That's
should.
my,
Do you see them? Do you see ones that you would like to?
absolutely.
Okay.
We're in LA. There
What
are
about time? Like,
so many beautiful
did I see
women
you on
here.
Bumble? Like, why can't
Right.
you just say that? Like, I swiped you yesterday, didn't I? Like, I
I
feel
swiped
like
left to you.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
if we didn't match, then clearly she didn't like me.
Yeah, but that's just
Right.
a line. You didn't really actually
Yeah.
swipe.
Wait, is this you?
Right. You just use that as a line. You joke around with it.
I hear
Yeah.
you.
You could totally.
You super liked me, didn't you?
I think you did me as well.
See?
And that's
There you
why I
go.
was like, this is why I love you. I text you like right after.
Oh, I wasn't actually saying that to you, but I
No,
think
you did.
Yeah, no, I did
On
super like you.
Tinder.
Yeah.
When I was
Yeah.
like visiting.
I know. Yeah, I saw him on
This was
Tinder.
before I
Confidence
moved here.
boost for you?
But I was just like, well, I
It
knew
will-
she was fucking
yeah.
No,
with
I
me,
know.
but I was just like, I text her right away.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's like, so are we going out?
Yeah, Pete's like, no, but seriously.
we didn't meet up. We had lunch.
Yeah, we
See?
did have lunch, but it wasn't a date.
Successful
But
day.
you're
Pete and I
impossible
went
to meet up with.
I am.
She's so hard.
I'm an
Well, she's
enigma.
sleeping all day. That's why.
How late are you up?
He goes out at 9, though.
Not-
He could hang out with you.
That's true. I don't stay up late. I just sleep all the time. I sleep like 15 hours.
Like, I have no idea.
The
like,
normal
what your
15
s-
hours.
Like, what your schedule is.
I don't either. Like last night, I fell asleep at midnight, and then I slept until 10:30 or 11, whenever you were texting me this morning.
Jealous.
And then tonight, I'll probably fall asleep at 2, and then sleep
Oh,
until
that-
2 tomorrow. Like I don't know what my
That's
schedule is.
crazy.
Yeah.
Your life sounds wonderful.
Eh.
I mean, like I'm a night owl, but like lately I can't be.
No, it's too hard.
Yeah, when you have to, I mean, if you have to work, understandably, it's like you have to have a routine. But anyway.
Anyway, back to old Bob. Okay, so let's actually tackle the age question first. So the thing that he's talking about that he keeps bringing up, where he's saying, "Am I too old?"
Yeah. And I'm surprised. I'm just so surprised he didn't leave his age.
Yeah, he wouldn't say like I'm 57 or I actually should go.
Well, he
said
said grays.
I forget.
I mean, I'm 36 and I'm almost.
Yeah, you
my
can-
beard's almost fully gray.
Totally, you can be in your 20s
It's
and
not
have gray.
even
in your
close to
beard.
fully gray.
It's a lot of gray.
It's
No,
getting
but
there's
there
a
is
lot of
some gray.
Yeah.
A lot of gray.
I
Let's be
find
serious.
gray very attractive.
Yes, so do
So-
I.
Yeah, salt and pepper's good
Well,
luck.
so
It
okay,
is.
so do you guys have age restrictions for people? Do you believe that there's an age restriction? Like who could you or in your mind are you allowed to date people who are 22?
Pete's like, I stay away from the 6-year-olds, but anything over that, I'm totally
terrible.
game with.
No, I mean, I've gone on dates with girls that are like 24, 25.
Okay,
But
and
there
in your
is-
mind was that like
Yeah, there's
Really?
such a disconnect there. Just the gap in age. Like, oh, they're always like, oh, I like older men. And it's like, okay, but like, that's
Is there
fine.
anything to connect on?
I mean, I like young, attractive women too, but like, if we don't connect, like, this isn't going anywhere.
but you're saying most of the women that you're not connecting with. So is
Yeah.
it the age thing or is it
Well,
Is it
I
you?
range from like, it probably is just me, but I.
But I'm-
I
that's
range
That's
from,
another
like-
fun
Could
game.
you-
Is it the age or is it you?
right?
It's another fun game.
Write these down.
Yeah.
Could you in your mind if you connected with a 24-year-old or a
Date them?
22-year-old date them?
Absolutely.
Okay, and you wouldn't be like
It wouldn't bother me.
let's say you were 50
That would probably be an issue.
with you or with
me.
others
With me.
because
To date a 20-year-old and being
Yeah,
50.
I'm not Hugh Hefner. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
It
You're
would be
alive.
hot.
what if you're
If-
Pete?
He's a dead man.
Okay, but you would want to.
I mean, it'd be hot. For one, could I
not-
even keep up with them? Like, if I'm 50 years
Well,
old?
what if you could?
I mean,
Here, let's say in every scenario you happen to connect, you have similar energy levels, or the fact that she's young energizes you in some way. You have great conversation, and you're attracted to her. Is there
I'm
a
not
restriction?
50, so I don't really know how to answer that right now.
I think
Well-
when you're 50, you're not going to feel much older than you do now.
You don't
I
think so?
No.
I already feel old.
Feeling
because-
old is different than like. Can you believe that you're your age? Like in your age, don't you still think you're 20 something?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
See,
way.
that's
I do.
I do too. I go back and forth between this weird. I feel old. I feel young because when I used to fly, when I was in my mid-20s, early 20s, I would put my feet up on the seat and I would sit like an asshole, which don't tell.
You're not
Adam
really
Carolla.
allowed to do now.
Well, you're allowed.
At your age. Because
No,
I feel
exactly.
the same way where I'm like, I used to sleep on the floor.
Exactly. So now I've hit the age where I'm like, I still feel like I could put my feet up like that, but I'm in my mid 30s. Is this okay? Can I do this?
I
and
question that
I'm
too.
still dressing like, so I'm kind of caught between am I young or am I old?
Well, I think I dress a little younger.
Yeah, definitely. But it's like a mindset though. Like, do you feel emotionally old or do you feel emotionally young?
Right.
In certain senses, I feel like I'm an 80-year-old and then a
But you probably
20-year-old.
felt that when you were 15.
Yes, I did. So I feel like I'm always going to feel this way.
Yeah.
Regardless. So age before for me though, dating used to be a thing, but now that I date a guy who's a little bit older, now I'm like, it's not a big deal.
Right.
But I will say it's because there's that connection.
But you're also not 25
I'm not
years
25.
younger.
Right. I'm 13 years younger.
Yeah.
But my brother used to only go out with like 20-year-olds. And I would say, like, but you're not going to connect on anything. Like, they're not going to
Right.
know the same shows as you that you watched growing up. And they're not. But
Right.
when you meet a girl that does, and she's younger, and she does connect. So, like, the guy that I'm with now, like, he never thought he would meet someone who's younger who's, like, super into Seinfeld. And because he's also super, like, so I have this kind of older soul thing. So if you find someone who's younger, but they have that maybe same level of interest that you do, then it can work. But I think if you're just trying to date younger girls and without anything in common, then no, it's not going to work out.
Well, what if
Is
the
that like
common
a
thing
status
is
thing?
we're attracted to each other and we have fun?
Yeah, you can
But that's
totally do
having
that
something in
until
common.
totally and until
That's
it
the same-
fizzles out.
Right, but that's the same with anybody that you would date. So that would be the rule of thumb. Enjoy until it fizzles out for you. And if you don't have that strong connection, it's not going to continue as a long-term partnership.
Yeah,
The
I
point
would say
that
there's
you're
no harm in
making-
trying.
Yeah, the point that you're making, that I'm making, that I think Pete is trying to make in some way, is that there are no limitations on who you
No.
can date as long as there's something substantial there that works for you.
I'm gonna meet up with a girl that's 10 years older than me
Great.
next week. And,
Damn. You better meet
But-
up with her this week. She might be dead by next week. She's 10 years older.
but it's so another girl that I went on a date with. We just realized that we had no connection. So, but we're like remaining friends.
That's
And
cool.
I've actually tried setting her up with
You.
a friend of
I don't
mine. No, a friend of mine that lives in San Francisco.
That I know?
You know him. I'm not gonna name his name.
Just, no one's going to know. Just say his
His
first
name is Jake.
Oh.
You're older than us in high school.
With the last name starts with a G?
P.
I'm
Asian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I haven't thought about him in years.
Yeah. Well, she's Asian, and
So they must
I
be
just
good together.
Yeah.
no, I
You
just
guys are meant for each other.
felt like they were on the same playing field.
'Cause they're both Asian.
Well, he loves Asian girls, but then I found out that she doesn't like Asian guys. She likes black guys.
Oh,
I
really?
just found this out the other day.
Oh, okay.
But like, she's also trying to like open
like
up to other
ethnicities?
races, and yeah,
Yeah.
It's just, I think that she's like felt like she's been limiting herself.
Yeah.
I mean, she's 35 or 36 too. So, and she wants to get married. She wants to have kids. And Jake was like the first person that came to my mind as I'm on a date with this girl. I'm like, these two might like literally hit
Oh,
it
really?
off.
That's nice.
Yeah.
But why? He's in San Francisco and she's here.
She has family there.
Oh, okay.
And she
And
was
she's
like,
Asian.
and she went up to visit. And I'm like, well, let me see if I can set you up.
That's
So did
nice
they go
of
out?
you.
No,
Yeah.
because he has a girlfriend. I didn't
Oh.
know this. I knew
What?
he was
Oh,
he was engaged, and then they split up.
Oh, wow.
And he got into a relationship really fast, but I hadn't talked to him in like a few months.
That is giving of you to do. I think guys should think about doing that. If you're out with a girl, I mean, it's not like it's weird to like share, but if you do
You're
feel
not
more
really sharing. You're just
friends,
yeah.
If you do
Yeah,
feel like friends,
nothing happened to
why
between
not
us.
try to help out someone
Yeah,
else?
help a brother out. Exactly.
Yeah,
Just be like,
yeah.
oh, you know what? You'd like my friend Josh or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right. And
You're black.
Yeah, only match races.
I just
When I
felt
meet a
like-
gay guy, I'm like, oh my God, I have a gay friend. You guys should get married.
That's how it works. I mean, things in
I
common.
mean,
Why
isn't
not?
that how it works?
It is
That
how
is how
it
it
is.
works.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're short.
My brother-in-law tries to do that with my cousin. I have a gay cousin, and he has a gay cousin.
So
and
every
he's
time he
like
meets someone
trying,
gay,
like,
he's
oh,
just like,
you guys need
You guys
to meet.
need to meet. You're
Like-
soulmates with
Yeah.
each other.
I made that joke once because my
Does he watch Seinfeld? No.
right. Move on.
Okay.
My friend is like, I remember I made this joke a long time ago, but I have a friend who's from Philadelphia and she's gay. And then my mom was like, my mom knew someone like that happened to be like a lesbian also in Philadelphia. And she's like, oh, they must know each other.
They must know each other.
They all run in the same circle.
That's what
They're not
people
allowed
do to
out of that
me.
circle.
Well, same thing for you, where you're from, right? Like,
Yeah,
oh,
we're
I
from
know
a small,
somebody
right, when you're from a small town.
Oh, you're from Canada? You must know.
And you're the one Canadian.
right.
You must know that other
Usually
Canadian.
I do know them, which is really
that
funny.
other
It's funny.
Canadian.
Oh, you're
It's
Jewish
funny.
from Canada? I know who you know. Anyway,
world.
so Bob, age is just a number. It does not mean anything about who you're supposed to be with. So wipe that out of your mind. Same thing with Kristen. When you're on the plane next time, put your legs up wherever the hell you want. That's what I do. I know I question it while I'm doing it, but I'm like, fuck this. This is uncomfortable.
So if they didn't make the plane so goddamn small,
Yeah,
maybe I wouldn't have to
exactly.
sit like this.
Exactly.
But don't tell Corolla because he hates when people sit inappropriately in airplanes.
I feel like he would be the person. sitting
no, oh my
inappropriately.
God, absolutely not. No.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, fuck these people.
Sitting
Have some
what-
self-respect.
He's really tall. He can't really do it. That's why he's jealous.
That's true. He's very
Yeah,
jealous.
if you could bend
Is he
and
not
move
flying
to be
first
comfortable.
class?
No, he is generally, but sometimes like they'll fly Southwest and there's no first
But
class.
first
yeah.
class doesn't give you more room. It's really basically the same thing. It's a little bit, but not that
It
much.
is. It is. I've
depending
been
on
a little
which plane
disappointed
you're
with
on.
my
If you're
few.
going overseas,
Yeah.
you get like a
Oh,
bed.
overseas, very different. Yes, but if you're just doing like American Airlines to New York, sometimes like it's not like you're in a. It's not that much better.
Although
You're
I
not
do
gonna
enjoy
really-
the hot towel.
Do you?
Yes.
Wait, they do hot towels now?
Still,
Yes.
it's like very old fashioned.
What?
Yes, I mean, and you get a drink, you get different food. That's
Yeah.
nice, but like the chairs aren't more comfortable. I don't think they're more comfortable.
they're
You
I
know, they're
think
more
they
room.
are. Yeah.
I don't think
Absolutely.
so. I always get
You're
pissed
small
off.
though, so I think it's for you.
Right, exactly. So for
no
me,
matter
I'm
what,
fine
yeah.
with a middle seat, aisle 22.
Marnie's like, I'm so skinny that any chair is like a bed.
I do feel like
Sorry, I'm just blessed like that. Everywhere I go, everything's just so spacious.
it's true. That's how I feel. Wait, did we finish the rest of Bob's question? How do you
Well, I
avoid?
think he was concerned about feeling creepy.
Yeah, and I think that focusing on this creepy thing about the right age maybe
makes you creepy.
Yeah,
When you're
makes-
focused on it, then you'll second guess yourself.
or
then
you say
hesitate.
things to justify your age potentially in some way. Or
I'm
you'll
not
make-
a perv. I'm just older. like, don't open with that.
Yeah, exactly. But like,
Or maybe you should.
Oh, that would be funny.
Maybe
right.
you should open
right.
with that.
Right. With the right girl, that would totally work.
right. Exactly. With the wrong girl,
Girl,
that
it would totally get you arrested.
Yes.
No.
Oh, that was my line too.
Aw,
Perfect.
Jinx.
All right. Hello,
guys know each
Marnie,
other so
Kristen,
well. We
and
do.
guest. We do.
Goo.
Marnie, Kristen, and guest, how are you? I have been trying to get better with women for the past 5 years, and unfortunately, actually, let's take a
long
break
run.
for a second before
yeah.
we get to this question. Cliffhanger. We'll be back in a minute. Want advice and step-by-step instructions on how to get the girl sent right into your mailbox every single day? Then sign up for your free Wing Girl Method newsletter at winggirlmethod.com/advice. When you sign up, you'll also get a free copy of my best-selling book, 10 Devastating Mistakes Men Make with Women and How to Avoid Them. Go to winggirlmethod.com/advice and sign up now. Want to know the hidden meaning behind what women say and do? Then check out the Chictionary. It's the Wing Girl Method's manual that gives you a full rundown of all the things women say that confuse men, written in dictionary format. Go get a copy of the Chictionary by going to winggirlmethod.com/chick. That's winggirlmethod.com/chick.
And we're back. Hey, guys. So we're going to get to that question that we're about to get to.
Exactly. Hello, Marnie, Kristen, and guest. How are you? I've been trying to get better with women in the past 5 years, and unfortunately, I still suck at it. I have taken numerous programs, and they all seem to work for a while. Then I go back to sucking again.
Got to get away from those dicks.
I would not be exaggerating that I have been rejected or friend zoned more times than I can count. And whenever I seem to be hitting it off with a girl, nothing ever happens. I have wondered if it is possible that there are just some men that women are simply not attracted to in any way other than a friendship. I have always blamed it that I am 1.71 meters tall or 5'7", the fact that I get rejected all the time. And the few times that I do not, the woman is a little below average in the look scale. I know this sounds horrible, I'm sorry, but I get made fun of for this. Should I simply give up and focus on my career? Thanks. P.S. Part of my English, it's my second language.
I hope you don't drive a lifted truck or something like that.
So,
No, she should not give up. I'm not optimistic. I don't think, you're necessarily always just going to find your soulmate. But I do think if you keep looking, you'll eventually find someone that is the right fit for you.
Yeah, I don't think height has anything to do with it.
And by fit, I mean short.
right. No, just kidding. It's true. Go
No, it is
after
true.
girls who are 5'6" and shorter. There's a lot of them out there, and they're very
There
cute.
are.
We've had a million of them on our show, and they're
Maybe
all
he
very
likes
adorable.
legs, and maybe he wants to climb them.
Then go for those women as well. Same thing that we just said for Bob. I don't think you should let your height be the thing that defines you. But I
Yeah.
do notice something. So you do all these programs, and then something doesn't work, and then you start over
Yeah.
again. So I'm guessing
Serial quitter.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing that you take this as a big strike to your confidence, and that shuts you down, and it stops you from progressing with any of the things that you're learning. So the thing to remember is that any program that you're going to purchase is you're going to be rejected. It's not going to work for a little bit. You're going to practice. You have to learn how to do things for yourself, how to make programs work for you. But if you take one rejection as, oh, this isn't working, and quit, then you're never going to build up this skill set for you. So I'm guessing that there's some wonderful things that are in each of those programs that you purchased that I would give a little bit more attention to and continue practicing and trying and being okay with rejection. I'm about to post a blog and a newsletter about rejection by the time this episode is up. It will be on my site, and it gives an exercise in it about on how to handle rejection and how to go out there and get rejected and make that a priority for you and learn how to handle rejection coolly and see it as a positive thing. Because right now I think that you're kind of hiding behind the height and behind these rejections, and it's messing
hiding
things
as
up.
much as you can. There's
Right.
not much to hide behind.
Right, exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
guy's
I love
gonna
to
love
just
you.
drive home these things, which I feel bad because I'm not being serious about, the height thing. Like anyone can find love.
How old was your last boyfriend? Oh, you always say he's tall, but I always thought he was short.
I
No,
never
you
met
always
him.
say he was tall, but he wasn't tall.
Oh, okay, right.
So he was 5'9". I mean, it was pretty average.
Right. Have you dated other guys who are shorter? I guess you haven't really dated like.
After
How
that,
tall is this guy?
my current guy's like almost 6 foot, but not super tall. I think I've never gone out with someone probably shorter. Oh no, I went out with 2 shorter guys.
You did?
Yes. One of them I actually liked, and he was definitely shorter, and I feel like we were probably 2 inches different or something. I'm 5'4", so he was not a tall guy, but he was very well dressed and not in like a trying too hard way. Just he had really cool style. I loved his beard. Like there was definitely a lot about him that I liked, and I definitely would have gone out with him again. But he actually didn't ask me out again. And then
he rejected you.
He like texted me a bunch, but then never really made more plans. And then recently he wrote to me and was like, thanks for never going out with me again, like in a jokey way. And I was like, it was in your ballpark, dude.
Right.
And now I've got a boyfriend, so peace.
Yeah, see ya. Lost your chance, loser.
Maybe it's this guy.
But what do you mean?
This guy on.
Oh yeah, no, this guy doesn't need help. Unfortunately, he's kind of a cocky asshole in a way. But
see?
Yeah, no, but definitely, I've gone out with shorter-ish guys, not anyone shorter than me, but
Like how short?
probably he was probably the shortest guy. He was probably 5'7",
Okay.
5'6" or 5'7".
Yeah, I've definitely dated guys who are like 5'5", 5'6".
And that was your type for a really long time.
Yeah. I was into that.
Yeah, so it's not like women
And
aren't
I'm into it now. I really wish my husband was not so freaking tall. I
How
cannot-
tall are you?
I'm 5'2" and 3/4. That's short.
Remember,
We just started
everywhere
doing
she goes,
all the
everything's a
quarters.
bed.
Yeah, exactly. And my husband is 6'3", 6'4".
Okay.
And I don't like how tall he is. I don't like hugging
It
him.
becomes inconvenient.
I don't like dancing with him. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It hurts your neck and it's awkward and it looks strange. Although I do like when we walk together and he puts his hand on top.
Oh, that's adorable.
I do
Her
like
husband's
that.
so cute. Well, I think it would be funny if you just like showed up and were like, you know what, amputation today, and just like cut him down at the knees.
I could try that.
Yeah, you
Might
should
come
do
to
that.
that very shortly. You never know. Okay. Hey, guys. Just a hopeless romantic guy that's in need of your wing girl advice. I'm in college and beautiful women all around me, but one catches my attention. Her upbringing is from English, UK, and Japanese customs mentality. So, from getting to know her in a month and still ongoing, I managed to take time out of my own schedule to talk to her before her classes.
She should go out with Jake. She's Asian.
You should.
3 days out of the school week. Okay, so he's taking time out of his own life to talk to her before her classes 3 days out of his school week. Since then, I got to know I got to know her. She doesn't want kids of her own, but wants to adopt kids since there's those who are less fortunate. That I say is the sweetest gesture from a woman like her.
She's too good of a person.
But what
I don't
else
like her
that
already.
has me puzzled is that she doesn't want to deal with the pain of giving birth to her own, possibly no sex, and also have
No
her
sex.
attitude on life is fuck it. It is what it is, and you do you. That type of mentality of what I gathered from her, I find hard to grasp in my life. Yes, I made my own commandments, all thanks to your podcast. She also doesn't like cooking and washing dishes after cooking. Anyway, when talking to each other, she and I tend to
Kill her.
have lock on eye contact, and I mean a lot. And me as a guy, I snuck in a few I want to kiss you eyes. You know the look. Look into both her eyes, not too soft, then move to just her left eye and then her right eye, then look at her lips and repeat. All a while with her eyes are just ever so slightly moving from left to right whenever I talk to her. Her pupils being normal and soft to small, sometimes she drinks coffee, to even her frail body that's susceptible.
I love this question.
This is some detail.
Of all people,
Some
she
people
asked-
won't even send their
I
age.
was
We've
go-
got now. She's got big pupils.
I
or
was
regular
going to edit
pupils.
this, but I just found it so
It's
funny.
really funny.
To even her frail, her pupils being normal and soft to small, sometimes drinking coffee, to even her frail body that's susceptible to the cold. Of all the people, she asked me one time to help her with her computer homework. And while we were in the cold AC computer room, she grabbed and held my hand and held out and held my hands out of nowhere and left her hands there for a good couple of seconds. And she was astonished by my body heat. She said to me, "Oh my God, your hands are so warm." There's times where she plays with her hair, looks away, then talking to me while I'm keeping eye contact with her, and then comes back to me with her full attention.
Yeah,
Is
but
this
she
guy a
doesn't.
writer?
But she doesn't do dishes. So next.
Exactly. And she has a you do you attitude.
But wait, he hasn't kissed her.
Right. Okay.
Why?
I don't want to give away
'Cause he was
any of
busy
her
writing this email.
personal stories that she shared with me. I hugged her for emotional support, but one story she did tell me about that stood out to me was her past relationship that ended badly a year ago. Her ex was only in it for sex. She told me he called it love. And as for her, she wanted a partner that can understand her emotional needs and not just in it for sex. She loves candy, old movies.
Wow, this guy
Mary
is
Poppins,
detailed.
classical oldies music from 20s to 40s, you name it. But what stood out to me was country music. Oh,
She doesn't do dishes and she likes country.
She's struck
next.
Is this a book?
She struck
What's
a chord
going
with
on?
me with what I love. There were times when
He
where
likes country
we
music,
talk
okay.
about it's not he wrote but it's
Oh.
there were times where we talk about movies to political and to even religious beliefs. There was one time where I asked her if she was free last week, Friday, to meet up with her at this Okinawan restaurant that I wanted to share with her, but then she told me, yes, maybe I'll be free, but I cannot promise that I'll be able to go out Friday because of family reasons at home. So then, when it was almost time that Wednesday, she told me that she had personal family issues to do later that night. So I told her that I decided to go to a Christmas party that a college group had invited me to.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
This is a lot.
Okay, but he wrote, but are there any signs that she could possibly have interest in me? Is there? If there is any questions that may have you scratching your head, please reply ASAP. Chemo. I am scratching my head.
His name is Chemo? I felt like that felt like chemo.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so what do you think?
Kiss her?
Are there signs from this girl? Well, basically, she rejected him when he asked to hang out with her one-on-one.
So what did she say when he
really? He asked her one time.
And what did she say? What was her response?
So,
possibly family issues at home.
Showed me that she had personal
That's a
family
lie.
issues
No one
to
has
do
personal
later that
issues.
night. So I told her I never got around of asking her in regards of possible future sex yet. If I decide to stay with it and decide to date her, I asked two of my cousins, both girls, about it, and they keep telling me to take things slow. Don't rush the relationship.
Is it a relationship?
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's
what.
not.
That's what.
I mean, they have a friendship, I guess, because she's telling him about country music and all of her love for Mary Poppins and things like that. So
she sounds cute.
so they're
How long have you
interacting.
been talking? Like a month or two?
month.
Kiss her, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what are
I
you
would
waiting for?
Test it with a kiss, and then if she doesn't respond well, she's
Yeah.
not into it.
You're just friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Because
so,
she
too.
could be seeing this
Apologize
easily as a
and just
friendship.
say, all right, I misinterpreted
Yeah,
that. I'm
misinterpreted.
sorry.
Sorry, let's go back to being friends.
Yeah.
It's not going to like end the friendship.
I mean,
Well,
it could.
I don't know.
Yeah.
An awkward kiss
He might
with
just-
a guy you're not super into.
If they're locking eyes and like staring at each other's lips and like he's not.
He could be doing that to
He's
her.
doing these things,
Yeah.
and she might be going, "What the hell is he doing?" Talk about Mary Poppins. Like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
And country.
Well, is
She's
she
trying to
trying
turn
to-
him off with the country music, and then he just like
I thought this would kill you, make you run away.
turns me on more. I'm totally into you.
I mean, is she trying to change the subject every time he's trying to lock eyes?
Maybe. I mean, if Chemo would just give us more information, that would be really.
Yeah, she's like, I told this guy, don't do dishes. I'm not having kids.
Yeah, I don't want kids. I don't
don't
even
like
want to have
sex.
sex.
I listen to country music.
She's basically
She's
saying,
saying,
"Do
"Get
not
away."
like me. I just want to talk about things with
Is
you."
she 80?
She's in college, and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So I
don't think
I
she's-
agree with Pete. Take your chance, go for it, and then just be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my bad. Sorry, misinterpreted. I thought you were locking eyes with me in a triangle."
Which we
I
used to,
got
we
caught up
haven't
in the
talked about
moment.
that in a long time.
Yeah, talk about
The
it.
triangle move, which is like when you want to kiss a girl or you kiss someone, you look at their eyes, then to the one corner of their lip, and then the other corner of the lip, and back up to their eyes.
Is that a thing?
It
Yeah,
actually
it
is
works.
a thing. It does work, and it's very sexy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It's like
There.
scope. It's like I'm letting you know I'm scoping
Is
you
it
out.
Yeah.
right eye, left eye, or left eye, right
I
eye?
don't
I
think,
think
it
you can
matters. It's any
choose.
It's any direction you
You're a
want.
lefty, so you go left.
I'm a righty. Actually.
I thought you had I thought you were left-handed.
Nope.
Oh, I always thought you were left-handed.
Really?
Yeah.
Hence the mic in his right hand.
Oh, yeah. No one holds their mic in their left hand.
Exactly. I don't hold anything in this hand.
All right. Well, we
Steering
are out
wheel.
of time, people.
same.
It's all
That's it.
done for us now. Anyway,
Make the move, dude.
Make the move. Pete, thank you so much for coming on. Do you want to promote anything for yourself or for brands that you're working with or anything?
No, I'm not promoting.
Maybe share a little story about Kristen when she was younger.
Oh, he could share a story about me from when I was younger.
Wow.
Something embarrassing.
The only story I would think of is the one where I was drunk when we were like 14.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and her cousin almost beat my ass for this.
For what?
Joey.
Yeah. Well, one of them.
Yeah, it was Joe.
One of them. So I threw what were 8th grade?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like 14.
I threw a party at my sister's house.
Is it this sister now?
No.
Okay.
No. And lots of alcohol was involved.
And we were really young.
I mean, we were in 8th grade, and I threw it for us, and like seniors were showing up. What? I mean, it was weird. But I also had cousins that were like seniors.
Okay,
so
then that's why they heard about it.
Yeah, and then they would bring some of their friends or whatever, and it was just like, really?
8th grade and high schoolers were there? That's crazy.
Yeah. So Kristen gets absolutely hammered. She probably had one beer, but she was hammered.
And I didn't drink when I was a teenager.
I mean, it
like
was
2 or
pretty
3
much
times.
You don't even really drink now. Well, now you do.
Now I do a little bit. Yeah, now I have to deal with life. And
I mean, people are throwing up all over the place. Like, it was really bad. Kristen decides to be a mannequin.
Marnie's like, what does this even mean?
It's the whole acting thing, right? Were you in Showstoppers?
Yeah, I was at the time I had done a dance in my performing group where I had to be a mannequin.
Yeah.
And so when I got drunk, I just decided I was going to be a mannequin.
And I'm just trying to get her out of the way so that I can like clean up puke all over the place. Like, and it wasn't. I don't think you threw up.
No,
maybe you did.
I don't know. I didn't. I would remember.
But like she would just like, I'm a mannequin. You have to move me, and I'm just like
making him move me everywhere as a mannequin. Just like the most obnoxious 14-year-old girl ever.
That's cute.
Like I remember just standing there being like, nope, got to move me now.
Yeah.
And then he'd move me to one spot, and they'd be like, nope, move me again. It was just so annoying.
And I mean, the party had pretty much died, but like I think
I was
all
a mannequin,
of you,
so it was
Even
still
with
alive.
that move going on. Sounds like a rager.
No, it was.
One girl was
Crazy.
like passed out on the porch. Like we just tried getting her fresh air, and it was a mess. But I mean, we're in 8th
all
grade.
I'm thinking about now is I hope my kids never do that to my house. I would kill them.
Oh, I know.
People who had house parties, like big ones.
Did you
like
ever have them?
No.
My brother
happen
and
to you.
sister did when we would leave to go to vacation in the summer. I was still young. Like I was young enough to go with my parents. And so my brother and sister would stay behind because they were like 17, 18, like too cool to kind of go on the family vacation. My brother and sister had a party and someone put a massive hole in the wall in the hallway. It was like the size of like a bowling ball, but basically, and it was coming directly out of my room. So someone was in my bedroom and just came careening out of my bedroom and into the wall with their head and left a giant hole. And then like, obviously my parents know that they were having parties, but like, they were fucking pissed.
Of course they were.
And I know who said it was too.
Whose? First name.
Greg.
Oh my God.
It was older.
I get pissed when my son spills yogurt on the couch. Like
Last
I would freak out if I had a house party at my house. You having sex in
Oh.
bed. Anyway, the show is over.
Yeah,
But
anyway.
that was a good story. Mannequin Kristen, Pete.
You guys
over
can see me
here.
doing that at bars all around LA.
Yes, that's her
All
stand-up
over.
act.
This is why we
Anyway,
don't
if
hang
you
out.
want to write in questions for Ask Women, write them into ask@askwomenpodcast.com so that we can overanalyze your questions and make fun of you on the show.
And also, I did deactivate my Instant Go account. It was way too much of a pain in the ace for very, very, very little. So if you guys want to hit me up, I think maybe you can go to KristenCarney.com, but you can also go to maybe winggirlmethod.com/Kristen.
Okay, maybe we can do that as well.
Maybe.
Yes, but you have to set up your PayPal so that we can do it properly.
I set up a PayPal.
Okay, so we'll connect you to there. Perfect. winggirlmethod.com/PayPal.
/Kristen.
/Kristen.
Not PayPal. You're just paying PayPal randomly. It's ridiculous.
See what comes up if you do winggirlmethod.com/PayPal.
Just go send Marnie money or go to winggirl.com/
Exactly, /Kristen.
Kristen.
Perfect. New episodes of the Ask Women podcast come out every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Don't be an idiot and download individual episodes. Please subscribe and give us 5 stars and support us and love us and continue listening and share this podcast with your friends. You guys are awesome. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Later.